Welcome. The Helpful Tips Show is on at 7 p.m. Tuesday and Thursday on the KeyWebCo YouTube channel. I am your host, Roger Keyserling, owner of KeyWebCo, where we make websites, we have social media feeds. As a matter of fact, we have our daily edition newspaper you should check out, new every 24 hours. We have eCom Tips Podcast, where we transmit our daily Facebook Live show and our Tuesday and Thursday show. You're always welcome to check out keywebco.net and keywebco.com for great shopping and so much more. I'm glad you are here with us today at Helpful Tips via eCom Tips Podcast. We have many shows and we even have apps. Check out our Recipes for You app. It's awesome and we're glad you're here. Welcome. Alrighty, guys, I think that was the end of the music. I didn't hear anything over here because I have my volume turned out. My name is Roger Keyserling. This is the Helpful Tips Show. We do this every Tuesday and Thursday. Thursday is the official show. Tuesday, I do a show sometimes, not always. Tuesday is going to turn more into chats, but we'll talk about that in just a little bit. All right, well, my moderator's probably not in yet. I'm a little bit early today. But basically what you're seeing running in front of you is just kind of information about my business, and I'll let that play in the background there. I better check I haven't had a chance to really look things over carefully. You know, the music's playing, everything seems to be okay. We are dropping a few frames, which means that the show is probably just a little choppy, and there's a big delay, I see. So I'll sit on this window for just a little bit and kind of let the show catch up with me, because the other show on D Live is like 3 minutes, 4 minutes behind. So sometimes I'll sit on this main window for just a little bit and kind of give people time to come in and see what we're all about. All right, well, I will start going through the next window here pretty soon. It's starting to get more caught up a little bit, and the stream seems to be speeding up a little bit on the graphics, so I think we're not dropping as many frames now. All right, well, my name is Roger Keyserling, and what's going on here? This is the Helpful Tip Show. I do this every Tuesday and Thursday. Perfect Finds made it in. You're over there on Twitch. I'm on D Live tonight. I looked at the code for YouTube. I still am not able to get it to accept it, but I did get it to hold it a lot longer than I ever have in the past. So it's just a matter of time for me to be able to get it to work. I'm hoping I can get that working very soon, because I would like to be streaming my daily vlogs and everything to YouTube and to my site. But we're going to move through the show pretty quickly tonight. I'm not going to stay on here a whole lot of time. I don't know who will be watching or who won't be watching. I see my Restream bot is watching, so there's some robots watching. I didn't really do any major announcements or anything before doing the show today. So let's get moving right along here. This first chat window, which we do every week, is the Helpful Tips social media. You're more than welcome to put a link to whatever social media site or business page, or even your business itself. Please do not put links for individual items for sale. That's just spamming. But if you have a YouTube channel or a Facebook page or a eBay store or a website or anything like that, or a blog. Hey, Lee, you made it in. I'm glad to see you. If you have a business, and that goes for everyone here, feel free to put a link to your website or business or store. By the way, Macari's kicking butt with me. I'm doing great on Macari, guys. My hat's all crooked. I did not have time to get ready tonight. So this is where you put your business links. Feel free to do it. Shoot, I might as well. Of course, you guys should know what my link is. We're going to talk a little bit about what our group is going to do, but that's just a little bit further down in the show. I am not going to stay on an extremely long time tonight. I do have a little presentation for you, but not too much. I was not able to upload the video, which you can see at YouTube right now, by the way. I've already uploaded a new little kind of intro thing that talks about what I'll be talking about here pretty soon, about the chat and how I'm going to be able to communicate with people. It's a little difficult because I'm not on Facebook now. And you know what? I think I can be again, but I spent 12 hours reinstalling all of that into, 300 and some sites that I have. I'm not kidding, guys. I'm mammoth online. And then I only had it for about 12 hours, and then I had no glitch, just same old thing. Capula come up. Oh, suspicious activity with your hacked account. Off again. So I had to spend about 7 hours. Fortunately, I put it in easy to remove. I had to spend about 7 hours taking it all out again. So I wasted an entire day's salary for what? We're going to move on to the next screen. This is question and answer section. I just asked a question, so I'm going to answer my own question. I guess that's a sign of insanity. But why? Why did I spend an entire day installing a social media platform, which is fantastic, by the way? Facebook is awesome. Just to be glitched and kicked off and have to take, hey, I'm on video. And my employee's yelling at the dogs over there. Just to be glitched and ticked off again. Ticked off and ticked off combined. Well, I started doing the math. Guys, remember, I'm all about numbers. And everything is a ratio. Everything has a percentage of value. Everything. Oof. We are dropping frames again, I'm sorry. But everything has a percentage of value. I have to sit back and I have to think, hey, enough. The cows are messing around in the yard, so the dogs are all worked up tonight. I have to sit back and think what the value of everything I do is. The only value to my business, more frames, the only value to my business for Facebook is the social contact that I have. Other sellers that need help, other contacts to make, maybe sell a website here and there, to share my blogs, but actually that's RSS feed. I don't need Facebook for that. But the thing is, I have a few groups, some that are ancient, huge, and make actually those sellers quite a bit of money. Well, that stuff's still floating out there. So that's all right. I have the Helpful Tips group. That's the one thing that's kind of a problem. I have the Helpful Tips group, which is used to Facebook communications, because my Helpful Tips group is not the page on Facebook. It's always been the chat. So I have to move the people from the easy access, get a notification, everyone chats together, very simple, from the Facebook Messenger chat, because the only one that's in there is the moderator and the members, because I'm not in there. I see it all the time, guys. Just because I'm not on Facebook doesn't mean I'm not monitoring my own stuff. So I can't really interact on the Facebook chat, which really doesn't matter. The reason it doesn't matter is it's a private chat. Yeah, they get their message and notifications on Facebook and they're used to using it, but it's just a private chat. Well, my website has the capacity to do all kinds of things. And it's been a little confused. We're going to get out of that question and answer. That's giving me a headache. Let's find something else. Hold on. Oh, we've already been there. Hold on. We'll just do the stream update. We'll go here. Okay. So here's the deal. It's important. I can hear my employee yelling at cows. They must be out in the yard. That's why you're going to hear some noise here in a minute. I should be out there. We had a tree fall down. So he's had some drama with that. Hey, enough! Dogs running around the house. So here's the deal. It gets really confusing for people to switch from something they're used to using. And I understand that. But you know what? There's just really no value in Facebook for me at all. And really, now that I went back into the numbers, there never really was, except for at the beginning when I was learning, when I was actually benefiting from being on social media instead of benefiting everybody else, then there was value for my business. So if I was starting out and I lost Facebook, business would be ruined. To be very frank with you. Because of the way I developed it using social media. And therein I discovered my original problem. When I first started online, Facebook, you'll notice I didn't even join Facebook till 2010. Enough! Sorry, dogs are going to get really noisy. Didn't even start till 2010 on Facebook. But I was online way before then. It took convincing for me to open a Facebook account in the first place because I don't like it. I never did. But it was essential. So I'm telling you guys, if you're using Facebook, be very, very careful because it doesn't matter if you don't do anything wrong or not. You can get kicked off. So don't. Hey! Sorry, dogs. Don't build your business on Facebook. Just like I said years ago, don't build your business on a platform like Amazon or eBay. I'm not telling you not to use those things. Don't build your business on those things because then you do not actually control your own business. So as I started digging around in my past, all the statistics I keep, I started crunching numbers. I realized that I'm actually wasting a huge amount of time on social media. I don't mind helping people and giving things away. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the dollar value of time I am losing or was losing. Since I've been off for about 2 weeks, on and off, of course, I wasted an entire day with it. My business is booming. I'm doing better than I've done in over a year. Macari's booming. I think 10 sales today or 7 sales today, I think. I don't remember. I have to look. I think it was 7 today. And it's just going to be like that all the time because I have actually enough time now to go over there and list a few things. So I'm listing, 20 or 30 things, and my employee lists 4 or 5. 4 or 5 is what a normal person would do. I do 20 or 30. Enough! Sorry for the dogs. So, in that respect, I have the time to devote to the things that actually make me money. And that is what we are here for. So, I miss Facebook only for 2 things. One thing in particular is the Facebook group. It is very easy just to be lazy and use the Facebook map. Enough! Let me call my employee. No, I can't do that. I don't know why I left this dog in here. I'm really ticked off. Harry! Over here and be quiet. Sorry. Maybe if I keep him over here. Enough! He's all worked up. Enough! No, you're not going out through the curtain. There's no way out through there. Hey, chill out. I'm trying to do a show here. You're not even supposed to be in the house. All I do is come over here and mess up my curtain. Mess up the backdrop. Now he's going to go over there and make even more noise. Well, it did keep him quiet for a second. So here's the deal. It got really confusing for the group members, I'm sure, because I had like 15 different things that they were capable of doing to communicate with me. So I needed to test them all out to see which ones are good. So what you're going to see now is at keywebco.net. It's all pretty self-evident. This is the deal. I will be streaming live. Eventually it'll be on YouTube again. But even if I'm back on Facebook, I will not be streaming to Facebook. I am done. Plus, I'm going to be suing the pants off of it. So I don't really want to mess with them. So I'm done with the Facebook. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty much done with social media. Enough! So ticked my employee didn't take the dog with him, like I told him to do 8 times. So I'm not going to be messing with the social media stuff too much. That said, that doesn't mean I'm not going to be using it, but I'm not going to be building it up. There's a difference between using social media and building up social media. Harry, come here. Sit! Both of you! Quiet! Enough! Enough! They are wound for sound. Both of them. Go keep him quiet. Go play with him, Betty Boo. They're bad. Because they're all worked up. There's cows in my front yard. Alright, so quiet. I'm not going to be able to do this show tonight. You're being good, Betty Boop, but you're not going outside to chase cows either. Go away. Tell Harry to go be quiet. Betty Boop's over here telling me he's making noise. I wish you guys could see this little performance I have going on over just right out of camera view over here. We've got cows in the yard. Yeah, moo, because they're not going to be quiet until they're out of the yard. It's getting a little quiet. I think some of them are rounded up. All right, so let's finish this story here. It's taken me 20 minutes to not tell you what I'm trying to say. So I've decided this is how it's going to be. I don't really want Helpful Tips Group to die because I'm not on Facebook. Why? I'm just one person. They do normally come to me for the answers to questions. Well, so you have to you have to type in keywebco.net to do that. Instead of just clicking on Facebook Messenger, you have to actually go to the browser or something and type in keywebco.net. And then on keywebco.net, this is where people get confused. Once you get there, you're going to see a plethora of things. And guys, I've held off. I have 40 more options, not for communications, but 40 more things that I'm going to add and embed in that website. But I've held off because as it is, it's taken people forever just to figure out how to use it as it is. It's pretty easy. You guys all know that I stream every morning at 8 o'clock in the morning on my way to the hospital. I do it every day. So, you have a question or something, pop into my live stream. That's at keywebco.net. Yes, it'll eventually be on YouTube, maybe even Facebook again, who knows. But I don't really care. You go to keywebco.net to see it. If you want to leave comments or whatever, you can use Twitch. You'll eventually be able to use YouTube again. I'm going to get that added at least until January, until they take it away from everybody anyway. But you didn't hear me say that. So I'm not even making a big effort. I know what's coming. So I am very much hesitant in releasing the information I'm going to do right now. But Facebook, having the drama with Facebook, and I've had it for over a year because I got hacked. I started looking a year ago at different alternatives, but I didn't really mess with them. I've been on Minds Network for, I don't know, 6 years or something. These are all different alternatives to Facebook. I'm actually quite large on almost all of them, and I joined 2 new ones recently. By the way, you should check out MeWe and Vero, Vero. I like Vero the best. I've already sold 2 websites on MeWe and 1 on Vero, and I've only been spending about 3-4 hours total on those sites. That same amount of effort on Facebook would have had me helping hundreds of people to get nobody to pay for anything. I'm telling you, it's a different game on these other sites, because when someone goes to a site and asks for a website, they're there because they want a website. They're not there because they're trying to get stuff for free. And Facebook is pretty much give everything away for free. That's how it always has been. Or you run across these gurus that charge ridiculous amount of money to give you things that I give away for free, because everyone should be giving them away for free. They require nothing except a little bit of reading here and there. Don't like gurus very much. So that's why I started doing the website business. Now, remember, if this had been 2 or 3 years ago, where I was needing Facebook and different social media platforms to peddle products, well, then it would be problematic. But honestly, guys, I just market products now because I'm good at it. My entire business is not designed anymore to sell products, even though I'm doing pretty good on all the fronts. Shopify does the least amount and has the highest overhead, just like eBay used to be. Well, of course, eBay did big sales for me. Mercari, I'm doing gangbusters because I've actually had the time to list a few things myself and not rely on my employee to do the work, which he barely does. So, because I am not in all these groups, not talking about my own, but I'm not wasting time talking about the weather or whatever in all these different groups, or giving people things for free all day long, because I used to give out graphics all the time because I'd look at someone's stuff and it was so crappy I just didn't want to see it again. That sounds awful, but it's the truth. That's why I first started doing graphics for people, because I'd see their websites. Oh, I can't get any sales. I can't get any sales. I'm like, well, did you look at your banner? I wouldn't remember it. So I started doing that for people, and I kind of like doing it. So now, instead of just giving it all away, notice how quiet it is? Cows around it. Now, oh, I heard a cow, though. What's that, Betty Boo? Is that a cow out there? You're not going outside. Go over there. Go away. She is just begging to go outside. No, no. I had to take her picture. So this is the whole objective of my business now. I want to get the helpful tips group functional. I don't want those people to lose what they've got. I've done a couple things to do that. I'll do the picture later. I've done a couple things to do this. So you don't get confused, let's break it down to the most simple of formats. In the morning at 8, I stream. You want to chit chat, pop into the stream, just like the show. That's easy. 3 o'clock in the afternoon is my check-in. That doesn't mean you actually have to be there at 3, which would be a good idea because I'm there. But 3 o'clock every day, I am at keywebco.net in the, hey, get out of there, in the video chat room. In the video chat room. Now, it doesn't have to be video. It's video if I decide to turn it on. So I check there every day at 3 o'clock. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be there at 3 o'clock. You can go in at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning and just say, I can't be here at 3, but I have a question and I want to chit chat with you about it. I'm available at 7 o'clock tomorrow. Or, put the date or time. And always use Central Standard Time. I'm not going to convert it. So you tell me the time it is here. So you would say, okay, at 5 o'clock, it'll be 6 o'clock in New York, but 5 o'clock, I'll have a few moments that I'd like to chit chat with you. Can you chat with me at 5? Well, you would need to check sometime between 3 and 5 to find out if I say yes or no. Chances are, unless I have something really major, I'll always try to get whenever people want to talk to me. So I just log into my own chat at the same time that you're there. That's very easy. Just like if you're in Messenger, you can type all day long, but if nobody else is in the chat room, it's just the same as my chat, except for in Facebook, you feel like the message has been left for everyone to see. On my website, you don't have that same kind of feeling because you don't actually see it unless you log in. But technically, everything you write in the lobby stays there until I erase it. I erase it every few days. If there's no relevant information, I erase it all and we start again. That's the lobby. So when you're in the lobby, you say the time that you need to meet me, to chat with me or as a group. Group chat will have to get together in the lobby and discuss when is a good time each week to have kind of everyone gets together. We've been doing that sort of in my shows. If you think about it, when you're on Facebook Messenger, we're just chit-chatting like in a lobby all the time. But when we do the shows, all the group members kind of, oh, it's showtime, everyone gathers up. We're going to do a similar thing. That might be Tuesday night on my website. By the way, that goal is wrong. I have 998 subscribers on YouTube. But we're going to probably Tuesday night where my show, I don't think I'm going to do these so much. I think we're going to do Tuesday in my chat room where I'll be streaming onto my website in chat, not Twitch, not Facebook, not YouTube, not anywhere else, but streaming directly into my chat room. I'll just go in there and start talking. People log in on Tuesday. On Tuesday, I will create the helpful tips chat room. When you're in the lobby, if there's 2 of us there, you hit the icon and you remember old AOL chat rooms? It's just like that. You hit the icon of the member on the right side. It will give you all these options of what you want to do. You want to have a private chat, you hit it. They accept it, and then a little window pops up that you can move over, and you can have several of them. And that is actually private communication between you and one other member. If the group wants to chat not in the lobby, which it really doesn't make any difference, because I'll explain that in a minute. If the group wants to chat not in the lobby, but privately, more than 2 people talking to each other, which means there'd have to be more than 2 people in the lobby for there to even be bothered with that, then I pop open the helpful tips room, which Perfect Finds has the password, but you would get the password in a private message when I open the room. You log in. Then what happens is everyone that's logged in still sees everything going on in the lobby, but you would have to have a password to see what is in the helpful tips chat room. So you have private communication between 2 people by pushing the button, or if there's several of us that want to talk together and don't want to talk in the lobby for some reason, like let's say you want to share some links or something, then I create a room, you log in. Now, that sounds a bunch of complicated drama to do, and actually it is. You know why? We can do that when we're in there chatting. But remember I told you got the easy pop-ups with the private communication. 9 chances out of 10, there's only going to be 1 or 2 or 3 of us in there at a time anyway. So private communication chat is for anything you want to share secret is fine. And here's the other reason that me making the little room. I'm going to do that on Tuesday night. When I'm doing the streaming, instead of like this, it will be at the chat on the website. I will do the streaming, and I will also have the private room open that you can log in over there if you wish. That way people can watch us in the lobby, and if you guys want to have a discussion privately, you can do that over in the private room, and you won't have to be using the Twitch chat to be able to comment on the video. Everybody will be able to communicate within the chat as I'm streaming a presentation or putting a YouTube pre-recorded, because I can have YouTubes in there that you guys can watch as well. There's a lot of features. I have not even begun to tell you what I'm capable of doing with this software. I just want to keep it basic right now. I have so many things I want to lay out to you guys now, but I just confuse you. So now remember, I'm talking about these 2 rooms intermittently. Really, all you need, guys, is the lobby. Everyone that is a group member already has the password for the Helpful Tips group page. That's on the website. That's not in the chat. That's separate. Now think about this for a moment. Let's say you say, I need help. I need you, Roger, to redo my graphics. They won't fit on Facebook. You don't want, I can't share that image with you in the chat. I can share a video or YouTube, but it doesn't let you share pictures. You can share GIFs and stuff. It's a chat room. So I wouldn't be sharing that with you there anyway. If you don't feel like Shopify pinging me, which is just as easy, that's that keywebco.com?chat. Then I'll just tell you in the lobby, I'll say, oh, well, I'll just put it on Helpful Tips page. So what I'll do is you just log over to our totally secure and private page that's not in the public lobby chat, which really isn't public. You got to log in. But you log into the website page called Helpful Tips at keywebco.net, which only group members will have a password for. And that is where I'll directly upload your image at maximum resolution, at whatever size you want. You left click and download direct into your computer, so you don't have that crappy Facebook turning it into low res. You know, it starts out 720p, ends up 360p when you get it in Messenger. So you can actually get the quality images without having to use email or anything else. Here is the one dilemma about doing that on that one page. Now, I just upload it right into my website. I can make as many things. I can embed graphics. I can do whatever you need to know. If you need instructions, I can write it all out. You can save that, share it, copy it. And that is actually done on the website page. You would ask the question over in the lobby, so to speak. And if you felt like me opening the group and all that inside my chat, we would do that. But chances are I'm going to say, oh, just log into Helpful Tips. You go over to Helpful Tips. Now, to continue our conversation, if you don't feel like running back and forth to the lobby, which you can do, one window, another window, phone, all this is mobile and everything ready too. Instead of doing that, you can look on our page and there is one chat and go. That's not exactly what it's called, but I call it that. Chat and go business chat in there. That is only on that page. It's not on the rest of the website. You'll see that one with the little ticker that's all over my website. That's a different chat and go. The one that is on that page that is secure, you can easily write little messages as I'm uploading stuff on the site. In other words, if you didn't feel like going all the way back to the lobby and say, oh, thank you for the pictures, I need one, but I need you to change the text from Roman font to, I don't know, Emily's Candies font. Well, you don't want to have to be jumping back and forth between windows. So just use the chat and go, which is just a real basic little chat. You've seen it. I think all of you have used it once. It's not the Twitter one. It's just the chat and go right there on the page. You don't even have to log in or anything. You just type in whatever you want. The only ones that are going to see that is us. Now, if you are exchanging emails and passwords and all of that, which I don't imagine why you'd be doing, but if you decide you need to do that, that's where it gets a little more tricky because you have a bunch of options again. I told you I'm drawing this out so I don't say too much too fast where I lose everybody. All right, so let me review before we go on to the next phase. Yes, that was on my list. Let me review before we go on the next phase. This is what you do. You come in the morning, you chat on live stream. If you're going to use the chat, if you're going to use the chat, then you log in on the page. If nobody's there, you know at 3 p.m., I'm going to check in every day. So if it's 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm probably going to check in before 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But try to calculate a time after 3 o'clock when you would like to have a meeting. Because if you pop in at 9 o'clock in the morning and want to talk to me at 10:30, well, good luck with that. You need to Shopify ping me. And that is the last part of this chat thing that I'm going to talk about. I was reviewing. You log into the chat. We have the lobby. I'll tell you where to go from the lobby. If there's only one of us in there, you leave a message. Doesn't matter. If you want to meet another member, it doesn't have to be me in there. You guys can still communicate with private messages. I don't have to be in there for that chat to work. You guys are going to actually like it if you actually use it, especially if you want to video talk to each other. Free video conferencing on my website, guys. So you have no idea where I'm going with this. I'm going to have it interconnected. I know I wasn't going to say anything. It's going to be all interconnected with scheduled Zoomed and paid services. And you have no idea what I'm doing. But I'm starting it off simple. So let's get back to it. So to review a third time in a row, you log into the site. You put your name in. Try to use your real stuff. You use the lobby. You leave a message. At 3 o'clock, I'll see it. If we need to schedule a meeting, we can video conference or whatever. If it is all of us, you know that I'm there at 3. We can all schedule our times together. The second part of it is, you know that I always do a morning show. You guys could always show up for the morning show and leave comments if that's possible. If not, go to the chat and say, hey, I wanted to catch you sometime today. I'm having problem. I don't know, my YouTube channel's down. I need your help. Then I'll see that and I'll tell you where to talk to me. If you want to send me direct messages that are as private as a text message, you Shopify ping me. I will type this in. Actually, Perfect Finds, you can type this in. It's keywebco.com?chat. keywebco.com?chat. Anybody at any time can use that. That's Shopify ping. I am adding Apple Business to that as well. It does hook in with Facebook Messenger, I believe, but since I am not on Facebook Messenger, I don't know. So if you're on Facebook Messenger and you're trying to use my Shopify ping, I think it will let you do that, but it doesn't matter. You just use the link. It's all on Shopify. So now that is confusing because it's a different site, but they're all hooked together. This is keywebco.net that I talk about. keywebco.com?chat is the Shopify ping. That's the best way to get a hold of me. Thank you so much for putting that in there. That's the best way to get a hold of me because you type that in, I'll show you exactly what it does. Let me make sure nothing private will be up here. I've never actually showed this to anybody, so I never thought to look if there's anything private visible. First, I got to find it. Oh, there it is. Nah, it didn't say anything. This is it. That's what it looks like, guys. You are these people. There's Perfect Finds over there. But you are these people. You should log in with your real stuff, but you don't have to. It just gives you a visitor name. and it pings me directly. The problem is, let me see what you're writing. Okay, let me scoot this up. There's nothing here that's written. The problem is, when I go to reply to you, sometimes it's difficult. If you don't have your message system on, it's difficult. So if you send me a Shopify ping, I am definitely going to get your message and I can respond. That's the easiest. I will see your message. The best messaging system, again, here, this is where I'm going to confuse you. The best messaging system is actually network. It's that button at the top. It's a Mighty Network. It's completely off-site. Join the Mighty Network and you're registered in, and that's private message encrypted and beyond encryption. I mean, that's as secure as you get. That's the best messaging system because you leave a message, it stays in the message room, even if no one's there. Later, someone goes back, just like my chat online, but it's more familiar. It feels more like Facebook. Later, if someone goes back to see the messages that you sent, they're all still right there. Shopify ping, you send me a message, I see it, then I have to communicate with you. I have to get a hold of you if you turn it off. That's the only bad thing. You want to get me a message that you know I'm going to see quick? Ping me. If you want to send me a message and have a long-term conversation and you don't want to do it on my website because it's a long-term conversation, as we're working on something for a long time, you either go to the channel site. Get out of there, Betty Boo. You're messing up my stuff. You messed up my curtains. Where? Over this side. You messed up my curtains, Betty Boo. You messed up my curtains. She's just dying to go outside and play with those cows. They're all put up, I think. So, the best communication, if you are just going to chit-chat with me back and forth, go to my website. If it's social chit-chat, just do it on the website. If it's anything private, we have private communications available if we're both online at the same time. If we're not both online at the same time and you need to get me an emergency message, you ping me. That's the keywebco.com?chat. If you want to just have a long-term conversation like a chat message room that's permanent, you hit keywebco.net. It's at the top of the page, a big oval black circle. It says net. You see it on all the pages. And that's an entirely different network. That is a Mighty Network. We're not going to go into details about that. That'll confuse you even more. So, recap again. I know this is a long time. I'm drawing this out so everyone can hear it a few times in case they don't follow something I say. Follow it again. Every day at 8 in the morning Central Time, I stream at keywebco.net. Every day at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, I check messages and I am live in my chat. Now, that doesn't mean that's the only time. I'm on and off there all day long. I get sort of a notification. I'm working on that. I'm going to improve the notification system so I know when someone's actually logged in. It's a little tricky to do. They don't have it, so I'm writing my own. I love having code. See, the reason this chat's so awesome, it's HTML5. Well, that's what I work in code. That's my favorite stuff is HTML code. So because it's an HTML5 code string, I'm able to do with what it has, and I can add extra features because I use their developer software. So I eventually will have this that I'll get actually a notification when someone's even just in the lobby. I won't have to be checking in, but I have to write the code for that. So I'm still working on it. So it's got improvements coming. So after 3 o'clock, now we're to the evening. Now this is again where it gets a little tricky. Tuesday, 7 p.m. And I'll hang out there as long as anyone's in there. 7 p.m. on Tuesday, instead of looking at the live stream window, you just scroll down the page a little bit and you look in the chat window. I'll either be on video or I'll be sitting there. And if people pop in, then I might go do a video or something. There might be a YouTube lesson. I'll probably have one training video every Tuesday that I'll upload to YouTube that will be sitting in my chat that we'll discuss. Then I'll write a blog about that information and publish that on Wednesday. I have a whole business plan designed for everything. So Tuesday night, you know that, and that's the helpful tips kind of night too. I'll make that permanent group chat room in there. But honestly, guys, you don't need it. You got the page. You have a question, I'll put it on the page. Easy enough. So Tuesday night is that. That's kind of helpful tips night on my website. Thursday, I'm going to try to stay on my chat all day long. I wasn't able to do it today. I'm going to try to stay like, besides just the 3 o'clock, maybe log in when I get home from the hospital about 12 or 1, sit there for an hour or two while I'm working, then log in at 3, sit there for a couple hours, and then again, I stream a helpful tip show like you're watching tonight on all the channels. Eventually, it'll have the YouTube thing in there too. That will be a lot easier for you guys when you have the options that you're used to. Boy, we've dropped a lot of frames tonight. Not as bad as the other night, though. So it basically means that if you want to get in touch with me or you need help, I'm still always available. You just have to come watch my show at 8 in the morning. Instead of watching it on Facebook or YouTube, you just go to keywebco.net. So you got to type a little bit. Anytime you want to communicate, even if it's just to say hello. And I would appreciate some people popping in just to say hello in my lobby, so I know that you guys are using, because this is not free, I mostly am doing this social chat on my website for my business. That is true. Because I'll need it to make it easier to communicate with customers when they want a website. For example, you need a website. Instead of me having to schedule a Zoom and do all this stuff, all I have to do now is make a room and say, Joe Blow's website, give him a password. He logs over there. We video conference and do his stuff. It's easy. You can do it on a whim. Someone can contact me and say, here, let me hold up a picture. This is what I want my website to look like. I can look at it and go, oh, okay. 30 minutes later, I've produced them a website. Not 30 minutes later. That's how long it takes me to do the images. I'm really good with the image. The website takes me a full day, really. Even a simple freebie one that I do takes a full day because there's a lot of editing. So it's the main reason I pay the money for the video chat and all that on my website isn't for the group. I started it thinking that I would use it for the group the most, but then I started doing the analysis and it's like, well, wait a minute. This has way more uses than just that. So it's worth me to pay for that. Mighty Network, I am not paying for the fancy smancy version. I'm just paying for the one with the message system. You want group chat? I've made that for you. So Mighty Network, messages like Facebook. You log in, messages like a Facebook network. Think of it that way. The best way to get a hold of me is to go to my chat window and leave a message. Or if I'm there, say, hey, I'm going to be on at 4. Can you pop in? And I'll try to be there at 4. If I can't, I will tell you, because it doesn't go away. You log in, you can see all the messages that are there. I will read through, make sure no one's communicating any messages back and forth. And pretty often, I'm going to delete everything there. So it's always a fresh list of, I need help with this. That way I don't have to scroll through pages and pages of people asking for things. It's in the last 24 hours, there's 3 messages. Someone needs graphics. Someone needs help with advice on a product. Someone needs me to look up the values of something or whatever, some sort of help. So that is what is set up for everybody. So Tuesday night at 7 p.m. is a chat group, video conference if they wish. That's kind of like our weekly, hey, let's everyone get together and find out what's going on, what everyone needs help with. And that's when I get my list of things on Tuesday night. Doesn't have to be at 7. You can leave a message even. But Tuesday, check in, and like Lee, let's say you're working on your website and it's like, oh, I decided to upgrade. What company do I use to do embeds? You would ask that on Tuesday. I wouldn't necessarily answer you in that chat. I would say, oh, by the way, the answers to everything you guys asked on Tuesday is now at Helpful Tips. So you would go to the website page, and I will have everything that you need, just like it is kind of now, where you can see like things you need for a website, how to start up a business, those little, article things that I have in there. Instead, it would be specific for you. For example, if to answer that question I asked myself, you would use Embedly to embed in your websites. That's what I use, and it's free and it works fantastic. So I hope that was very helpful. I spent a lot of time talking about that. Now we're going to just zip right through here. This is the blog section. My helpful tips today about blogging is to diversify your blogging platforms. Don't duplicate your blog exactly from one site to another. However, you can embed blogs, as many as you like, all different kinds of embeds, all the types you want within your blogs. For example, if I'm writing a blog about blogging and I have a blog about color charts, I don't want to just physically copy the text in my color chart information and put it in my blogging blog, because then I have duplicate copy text and it will be pushed down by Google, even though it's my own text. The computer does it. No one reads this stuff. So how do you get around that? How can you put the information that you've already included one place into another blog that you've included somewhere else, and not only not hurt your blog, but help your blog in SEO? Well, you do that with embeds, or you do that by guest writers. So I have a blog I'm writing about blogging. I want to include the blog that I wrote about color. I would go to Embedly and I would embed the color blog in there. And then I can take and write a summary. And you can do that automatically with a software called Summary, SUMMY, I think. Just type in Summary, SUMM. I'm not sure what that is. Perfect Finds might know what that is. I think it's SUMMY is what it is. But there's several apps that do it. You put the URL link and it'll say, hey, enough, sit, stay. You put the URL link in and it will set. No, don't you start that. You little monster. Put the you put the URL. Wait. You put the no. Go in there. Go in there. Go in there. She's really bad today. They didn't get to go outside and chase the cows. But you put the URL link in there, and it will summarize the article in however many sentences you want. So you embed your own article, and what that does is it gives an image and a little pop-up. They click the link, and they actually go and read the article in its original format. But you summarize it either above or below it, and you don't have any text problems because you've not actually copied the text of your own article. You've summarized it, and you have embedded the original credits in underneath the summary. That's my helpful tips blog information for today. Then we're going to go on to our video marketing. Everything that you do online, you should video market, and you should use social media to video. Thank you for that, Perfect Minds. You should use social media to market the stuff that you're doing. I recommend Ripple, RIPL. It's not free. It's $10 a month. Best $10 a month I ever spent. I would probably spend $100 a month. It gives you a basic scheduler. It will let you send your post to every single social media site you have. Yeah, I think it's $10 a month. It'll let you send it to every social media site you have. It rips the text off your listing and puts it right there in the video for you. And it rips the first image. You can add additional images if they are in your phone. So what I'm telling you, this is how you market an eBay item. You grab the eBay link, which nobody is going to see. But you grab that eBay link, you drop it in the Ripple app. Ripple grabs your picture, Ripple grabs your description. You pick any of many, many, many templates, and they're all very cool. You can even add sound and everything else. You have your own logo. You can put your own end screen, your own custom colors and everything else. You push a button, it goes every single social media site you ever had, and you can schedule it. It doesn't have to be video. You can use it for all of your posts. I used to a long time ago. So I'm recommending Ripple. I have no affiliate link or anything like that. I get nothing if you guys buy Ripple or not. But I will tell you this, everything I market with Ripple has triple the chance of everything else I market. Now, that does not include my Lumiere marketing. That's another free app. I actually have an app. If you go to keywebco.net, you can go to the Keywebco apps page. All those apps are free. Basically, they're flipboards. You scroll through and you click every single box in that flipboard and do what it says. We're losing some frames again. I'm going to probably have to end this. I wanted to get some tips in here, but use your video marketing. You can video market with Lumiere for free. Just go to the Keywebco website, keywebco.net, hit the apps page, look for the app that says Lumiere. I actually made an app for that. Do video marketing. I'm telling you guys right now, if you want your stuff to sell and you pin it, that's great. Pinterest can just be an image, an eBay link, whatever. Yeah, you might actually sell it. Any other place, it needs to be something that moves. It needs to be something that gets attention. If it's not, nobody's going to see it. All right, let's move on to the next window here. This is, of course, where I talk about the Keywebco apps, which is what I just sent you to go look at. There is a whole bunch of them. We're not going to sit through this window, but there is a whole bunch of them. You can see them scrolling through here. The Recipes for You app is pretty cool. That's I used to be on a Facebook group that had 18,000 followers called Recipe for You. I made an app for them. I will continue to do that. I can get their blogs and everything through my RSS feed. By the way, my content level is actually better now than it was when I was on Facebook because I'm actually direct feeding from just the best sources. I'm not actually looking through and picking through what I like. I'm actually using all the things with the best numbers. Bolarama is a pretty good group. I will be checking in on them periodically, just on their YouTube channel. No, I won't be in their Facebook stuff. You should check that out. The Mind Tune-Up app is really good. Sometimes you realize how insane you are to sell on e-commerce. You need to tune that brain up a little bit. Use that Mind Tune-Up app. The SEO app is the best thing that I ever made. It's not that it's anything that fancy, but if you go through every link that's in there, you will understand and be able to do SEO yourself for free without paying some stupid guru to do it for you. Communications app, that's not too impressive, but it does have some neat information there. AdsMe microsite, a little bit of warning, they stopped servicing it. It'll still be good for a long, long time, but I am not using it for embeds. You can use it for little microsites, though. Those don't last very long anyway. Products app is pretty useful. It has just like little tips and tells you what to look at. That logo app, I have a lot of people that like that one. I've got a lot of information about the psychology and effect of logos. My blogging app is just pretty basic. It just tells you how to do all the basics. I said I wasn't going to go through this, but I am. The social media setup app, that goes without saying. Of course, you might not want to listen to me about Facebook. I'm not on it. Actually, that's not accurate. You should listen to me. I know all about it. The Recipe for You app is going through again. The shipping app. Oh, wait. No, there's a page and a magazine. This is the shipping app. It's pretty self-explanatory. It talks about pirate shipping. There's, of course, a directory of all my apps, which, of course, you don't need. You can just go to keywebco.net page. And eCom Tips Podcast. Now, we're going to move on because I'm going to tell you about that. Since we have a picture of eCom Tips Podcast, the reason that is important, if you want to become, I got to take Facebook off there. If you want to become a member of the Helpful Tips group, which is pretty awesome. Of course, they're going through a little turmoil right now because I'm not on Facebook and everything changed where the seed of it is. But I'm going to tell you guys are going to freak out because you're going to see a whole bunch of members coming from all my other networks. See, I've been keeping them separate. I have hundreds of followers, guys, on all these other sites. I have lots of groups. I have lots of people that follow me and listen to what I say. I have always kept those things separate, but I'm going to be combining them on my website. So you're going to start seeing some people you may or may not know. Some of them you may know. But they're going to start being active in these chats and in our group. Some of them may actually join our group. But I'm not really making a big push because I charge to be in the Helpful Tips group a whopping $5 a month. Of course, I give most of them a website or something to make it really valuable. And anyone that is in, now here's where I confuse you guys again. Anyone that is in the Helpful Tips group that pays the $5 a month or doesn't pay it but is in there temporarily gets a password. You guys should already know that. Helpful Tips will, or Perfect Finds will give you that. Or you can send me a message, I'll give it to you. That's for the Helpful Tips page. Now, there is another password that you have to pay to get, for sure. Nobody gets it temporary. You must pay to get it, and that is the business bundle or business package. The business package is the Helpful Tips group on steroids. Remember how I was talking about earlier in the show where you leave a message in the chat room and then you go to the Helpful Tips page and I put what you need there. Well, there's a limit to what I am going to do in the Helpful Tips group where I give things away. If you want an entire business bundle package, you would have to be a paid member and you would get that information over in the business bundle instead of the Helpful Tips group. Now you guys might be figuring out my levels. Anybody can get into the Helpful Tips business page on my website with that chat, with the password. They will be handpicked, but anyone can get that, even if they haven't paid. That's where everyone can kind of learn kind of what we do outside of the lobby, outside of public view. If you're a group member that has paid, yes, you go to the Helpful Tip chat room and everything just like everyone else. But when it comes to work on your particular stuff, your website, that's not going to be in the Helpful Tips group exactly. The basic discussion of what we'll be working on will be. And I will put some links in the Helpful Tip group to help anyone else that might be working on what we're working on together. Then we go over to the business package page, and that is where I will be putting your graphics, the actual, here is the video of us working on your website. Do you see the difference in value? Everyone can get into the Helpful Tips for a while without paying. After you pay the $5, you get the business bundle, or you buy a website from me, or you pay $300. That's how you get the business bundle. But you don't have to pay all that or buy a website. If you're a member of the Helpful Tips, you subscribe to the eCom Tips podcast or the Patreon thing for $5 a month or above. Really should be above, but $5 a month or above. Then you get a pass to both of those pages. We're going to be doing the deep stuff, the stuff that you're paying for on the business bundle. The Helpful Tips section will be helpful if you have a friend that needs help, but you don't want to actually convince them to subscribe and give me $5 a month. Then what you do is you contact us. We get them into the Helpful Tips page where they haven't paid any money, but they're in the chat and doing everything like everybody else. Then we get them into the Helpful Tips page so they can tell you what they need more privately. You, me, everybody that's in our group. Then after they're in the Helpful Tips page, if they've bought a website or if they subscribe, then I will help them with the specifics on the business bundle page. If they never have subscribed or they have no intention or they just need something very simple, then I'll help them for everybody to see on the Helpful Tips page so I don't have to help anyone do that again. I will let those build up until it gets too big, and then I will condense those down into blogs and then embed those. So basically, the point of reference for everything we ever do, helping the general public will be on Helpful Tips. Helping the business bundle will be private and available to you at any time. So let's say Perfect Finds is in there and she finally upgrades to a professional version site where she can embed things and actually start making money and do stuff with her website. Hint. I'm always pushing her to upgrade because she really needs to. She has a lot of things she can do with it, but no rush. Time ticks. She's got more important things to do. But if she finally upgrades to a pro version site, she might go over to the Helpful Tips page and say, okay, I upgraded. Now, how the heck do I put those embeds in there? I will show everyone in the public site, not on her page, on mine, because that's her private business. We would do that on the business model. But I would go, yeah, in time, I know. I would go in that helpful tips group where you still have to have a password to get in. It wouldn't be in the public chat, but I would go to the helpful tips group, which is on my page. I would actually be adding a link on my page, embedding it in full size. And I would put, this is how you do it. But I would do it in the helpful tips group. So anyone that upgrades from a free version to a paid version of Strikingly would forever know, oh, I remember Perfect Finds asked about it, and Roger showed us how to use Embedly, and he has just a little step-by-step thing on that page. It will stay in the freebie group, even though it's still private because you have to have a password, but it would stay in the freebie group. So if anyone else needs that answered, they don't have to bother anybody. They can just look, oh, that's how you do it. Great. But then over on the business page, we may have done a Zoom where I will actually show how it is physically done. And now, of course, this would only be permissioned. If she agrees to have it recorded, I'll say, okay, I'm going to record this little section, or I'm going to do a screenshot of each section. We'll cover up your data, but I'll do a screenshot of each step so people actually really know how to do it. They don't just get a little summary. Oh, just use Embedly and put the code in like this. Well, when you go over the business side, it would be actually the job being done where they can physically see it. That's the difference between the freebie version and the paid version of my helpful tips group. It used to be you had to pay to even get in. I don't have a Facebook page to sift through who's good and bad anymore. So now I need my group members that are still on Facebook, because I do have access. I don't want to gain access back onto Facebook because I'm going to be suing the pants off of them. So I don't really want to mess with it. So what I want my members, any members that are here, or even just people that know me, I want you to be on Facebook and say, hey, by the way, if you have questions, check out Roger in the morning. If you miss him, leave him a note in his little chat room. Or join our little group. You guys can talk all you want over there on Facebook. The group is still there. The moderator is still there, sort of. So, Perfect Finds is still, going to look in there. I won't be there, but you guys can still chat and build that up if you wish. The groups and stuff that are left, it's all up to you. There's one of them that Perfect Finds is a moderator of if she wants to mess with it. But that's up to you, because where I'm going to be and where the group actually is at keywebco.net, or the network, or the chat room, or Tuesday at 7 p.m. where I'm streaming into the chat room, or just everyone's there. That doesn't have to be a solid time. If the group gets together and say, oh, none of us can make it Tuesday, what about Wednesday? Well, that'll be the time, because it's not a big group. There's only a handful of us. But I want you guys to still try to find people that need to grow their business or need help. Not that we're trying to make any money here, but I do want a large group, a network of people to work together. Because when people work together, they grow together. I have always drawn people in to help, because even when I help somebody that's new and starting out, they may have an idea of something that I didn't think of doing, or they may have a concept that I wasn't aware of, or they may bring something to my attention that I'd totally forgotten about that will help my business. That's why I stay successful, and that's why everyone who knows me is successful. It's because we all interchange our abilities and skills together. Betty Boop is actually behaving so good. I'm going to have to get off here and take her out to go chase the cows, which are all put up now. I had to wait till they were all put up before I could take her out of here. Now, I'm stayed on here exactly an hour and 9 minutes, and mostly I have only said 4 things 500 different ways. The reason I'm doing it in such detail tonight, I want you to be able to go back and replay this if you get lost. It's really simple. You check out the shows, you can always chat in the shows. At 3 o'clock, I check into my website. I'm going to see any messages that are there. If you have a problem, ping me, and I should be able to get back with you quick enough that, the messages will go back and forth like chat. If you ping me and you don't get anything back, then hit the network and you can just leave a message and I'll see that. There's many ways, and I didn't even mention what's at the very bottom of the keywebco.net page. That is my actual chat for my website. So, there's plenty of ways to get around and meet each other. The group will be in the lobby or on its page or in a chat room talking as a group. But you guys are chit-chatting over there on Facebook anyway. Mostly the only thing you guys need me for is to help you all with stuff. And I'm more than happy to do it. You want to talk with me socially? Very easy. You go to the little chat room. If you want to talk private, it's just like that. I love that. You can tell I've mentioned this 3 times. I love that it's like the old AOL chat room. I liked being able to push a button and make a little private chat and set it over here. And then someone else in the group, push a button and have another little private chat and set it over here. Then someone else in the group, push a button and have another little private chat over here. Because I'd be in the lobby chatting, and then I'd be chatting in this private chat, that private chat. Did you see what they said? I miss those kind of chat rooms. So you don't have that on Facebook. Everyone's just on one little simple stream. No private communications on the sly unless they're jumping over to another window. We can do it all right on one page. You want a video conference. You have a picture you want to show me. You know how you show me a picture? You can't upload a picture. That's bad. And there's no way I can fix that. You can't upload an image into this website chat. And I know why, because of copyright deals. But you want to send me an image? You click the camera on, you hold it up in front of the camera, and boom, we can see it. Anyone can video conference. I don't have to be there. If you guys wanted to send videos to each other and talk in video chat or whatever, that chat room is a public lobby. To get a private room, I would have to be there. Actually, that's not true. But it's too complicated for me to teach you all how to do it. In time, I will not have to be there. Perfect Finds, actually, any member. I have it actually set to do this, but you probably don't know how. Any member can create a room that I've created. In other words, I have the helpful tips room. It may or may not give you that in the list of rooms because I haven't set that up yet. But in the very near future, you should be able to have in my list of rooms, you'll see up there in the middle of, to the right in the middle a little bit, it says rooms. You click that. I will have a list of rooms. I will have the helpful tips room, the website room, and the other groups that you guys don't know about yet. You can see I'm still being tight-tongued until January about what else I'm bringing in here. All right, let me see. What else can I cover real quick before I move on? I gave you guys just a few little tips today. I talked a lot about what's going on at keywebco.net. Basically, just log in there and leave messages and arrange times to meet. I'm there at 3 o'clock. I think we're just going to go ahead and just go on to the final credits. I appreciate you guys coming in and listening to all this today. The shows will be more... I knew there was a reason I was lollygagging. This is important. Like, you saw how I kind of did that metal section where there's just a graphic where I give a vocal tip about a blog, just a graphic where I give a vocal tip about SEO, just a graphic where I give a vocal tip about search. That's kind of how the shows roll out. I'm going to be making every day a short video, kind of like, let me see if I can find one here. Hold on. I bet it's this one. Okay. Let me see. I bet this has soundtrack. Let me see. Okay, no soundtrack. You remember this, guys? You guys have all seen this, where it just scrolls through. I'll be making short videos like this with voiceovers. It won't look kind of like the show, but sort of. It might even be my little dragon face. You guys remember those in the bottom right corner? I will be doing voice overlays on pre-made, this is how you do it, helpful tips shows. Instead of streaming them live and uploading them to YouTube all the time, I'm going to make some of these every day or two to stick in my chat, which I can permanently embed as long as I'm live. I will put these YouTubes in my chat, which will be my helpful tips of the day. Instead of streaming them all over, I'm going to put them in my chat. You want to get them, you're going to have to go to chat to see them. I may make a collection of them to upload to YouTube. I want to encourage people to come to my chat. Well, if I'm going to be giving away very valuable tips, I might even be giving away gifts, coupons, and money in my chat every day. If I want butts in the seat, I've learned from Facebook, nobody does anything for you. You've got to pay them or give them something. Nobody really cares about anyone except for what they can get. I've learned that the hard way. So because of that, I know that I have to basically bribe everyone to do everything. So I'm going to put intellectual bribes of helpful tip videos in my chat. And I'm going to have giveaways for free advertisements and stuff like that on AdSense. By the way, I'm starting to mess with my Google AdSense and all that again because I used to advertise on Facebook, but I won't ever do that again. All right, guys. Well, that is kind of the summary of what's going on right now with Key Webco, what's going on with our groups, what's going on with a lot of different things that we are doing. I hope that I don't lose too many people. We don't have that many anyway, but I hope that the people that I have, oh, my hat's so crooked. I hope that the people we have will take the time to come over and see me. At least, if nothing else, if you have a question, I can help you, and I will still be there. The group is going to be a little bit different because it's going to be a little more public at first and a little bit more restricted at the second. So you've got your helpful tips page, which anyone that gets the password given to them can be in until I kick them out or change the password. And then you upgrade to get the real deal in the business package. The helpful tips will still be very useful. If you have a friend and you don't feel like getting them to join my group or anything, but they need the help, you stick them over there in helpful tips. If they see something they like and they decide to stay, that's up to them. If not, at least they can get the basic information they need right there on the page. First, you send them to chat. Then, if we like them, they go to helpful tips. Then, if they subscribe and pay and I like them, they get the business bundle. Or anyone who buys a website gets the business bundle. Yes, anyone who buys a website gets the business bundle, unless I see some sort of conflict of interest, and then I'll take care of that. Alrighty, guys. Well, that is it. It was a long hour and 17-minute show. I will be uploading this to YouTube. Oh, I almost have that code working. I'm hoping to have that working soon because I want to be streaming my daily lives to YouTube too until they at least take YouTube away from everybody. All right, guys. Well, here's the final credits, and I will talk to everyone on my website, not tonight because I have to upload this. It takes almost an hour and a half, 2 hours. So tomorrow morning I will be streaming. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock I'll be in there, but I'll probably be on the site quite a bit tomorrow. If you guys go to the chat and start talking after the show, you are more than welcome to do that. I may or may not pop in. In the future, when I don't have to upload after, when this is streaming to YouTube, immediately after every show, I will be over in chat in case anyone has any further questions. When we stream on Tuesday, the chat itself is the communication of whatever streaming video or whatever pre-recorded YouTube I have put in there. That's Tuesday at 7 is group chat. Thursday at 7 is helpful tips show. All right, guys, have a wonderful night. And by the way, I do miss chatting with everybody every day. It would be nice if you guys would poke your nose in every so often and say hello. All right, guys, I'll see everyone again soon. I think. There we go.